So we are back, probably our final look at Abraham and the story of Abraham and Isaac. Now, this is a well-known story. God has given Abraham his son, and then he tells him to sacrifice him. I mean, what sort of cruel joke could this be? Now, there are so many parallels here that we dare not miss the significance of this moment. This moment would have spoken to the new church in the New Testament in Reims. It would have really brought to mind, oh, that's what was happening. So there's an innocent ram which is caught, his head trapped in thorns. Okay, thorns, just his head. There was a 3-day journey that they took. They took the journey to Mount Moriah, which eventually was thought to be the place of Calvary. And God knows us, that he loves us so much that he says, I will not even withhold my own son. Now, God never stops dealing with us on this little level. He takes us down to the deepest level. And sometimes you think, well, I could do without this. It's actually quite painful. But God never lets us go. God keeps on dealing with us. God keeps on saying, actually, I want to go deeper and deeper into your life, testing us. It's almost as if now this was towards the end of his life, and he's thinking, God, is there really more things I have to learn? And this must have been one of the most traumatic moments of Abraham's life. See, Abraham would have learnt to hear God's voice, and he was perplexed. He just didn't know how could this possibly help my mission to father a nation? I mean, wouldn't you be? Wouldn't you be questioning, thinking? And, we do question God sometimes. But God wants us to learn something from this story, actually, that he wants to take us on a journey which takes us deeper into him, relying more and more upon him. This is such a traumatic event. This is, in a sense, this is the last event, the last big event in Abraham's life. And you think this is towards the end of his life. He was on a 25-year journey to find an heir, a son. And this is how it ends. This must have been such a significant moment for him. But this is where we learn who God is. And that's what God was doing. He was teaching Abraham who he was. And that's our life's ambition. That's what we should aim for. Teach to know more and more of God, to understand more and more of God, to help him to take us deeper and deeper into him. And as we go deeper, we learn how to love God. As we go deeper, we learn how to trust God. And we find all through the Bible, these elements of love and trust are so important. And that's where God took Abraham. So this story of these 10 chapters in Genesis is really a story of Abraham's journey into finding more about God. He started off with knowing nothing. Absolutely nothing. And at the end, he was able to trust him with his son's life. Let's learn from these experiences of Abraham. We're written there for us to learn about and learn from and live our lives in that light. God bless you all. Goodbye.